Hello, what a day it's been today. Okay, let's start with the thing that is most memorable, and that's the hill. As you're nearing Gerik, there's this big hill that just goes on and on and on. And I'd already used up one whole battery because I started quite late from Sungai Petani. So I thought I better try and get here as quickly as possible. It's actually 96 kilometers. I checked the Google Maps, but the last 40 kilometers, like halfway, is just that hill. It's just like never-ending hill. And then you go downhill, but you know there's another hill waiting for you. So it's just terrible, and it rained. So I was just drenched. You know, this is one of those rains where you're not quite sure whether it's just for a while or what. And sometimes you're right, and then sometimes you're wrong. And today I was wrong a couple of times. So I was like wet, and by the time I put on the raincoat, you know, I was already wet and sticky inside, and it's just so uncomfortable riding when you're wet in underneath a raincoat. And I tried my best to get to Gerik by 6, and 5:45 I'm thinking I've got another 25 kilometers to go and it's still the hill. I haven't even cleared the hill yet. Then I think it was 15 kilometers away. It was still hill. There were some small kampongs, and I thought, okay, I'm quite near already. But when I went to check the map now, because it's raining, so I couldn't see the map. The map was in the pouch under the waterproof pouch, so I could only try and listen to turn left at the next junction, that kind of thing, you know, and hope that the Google Maps has not turned off by itself. But yeah, and then I had something like 6 km to go, and it was still, you know, like gentle hills. This place is just hilly lah. It was just terrible. By the time I got to the hotel, which I had booked, so there again, because I already booked and put a deposit, because I was afraid that there will be no hotel room available. So I at one of my stops, I transferred 50 ringgit deposit for my room, which is this room lah. Oh, by the way, behind me is my washing. Yeah, this is my daily routine: wash my stuff, and then hope that they'll dry. Anyway, yeah, I was quite wet when I reached the hotel, and I was quite miserable, and locked up the bicycle. Luckily, I could put the bicycle inside the hotel, and then I came up. I washed my clothes, you know, and then showered, and so here I am. I thought, let's just do the fun things, which is the video. Yeah, today was just a miserable day for me. I was in pain, and I really wanted to conserve the batteries, because I wanted to know how much battery the bicycle would take up for tomorrow's ride. So I was testing it in today's ride. So I noticed that the hills here are quite steep. Normally when I'm cycling in KL, I can put it at power 1 and I can actually go up the hill. But these hills are quite steep, so I had to put power 2 at least. But you know, power 2 means it's using up more battery power, which means that your battery is going to run out really quickly. So my shoes, I broke my sandals, so I threw them away. So I wore my rubber shoes, and the whole way my foot was just wet, and that was not a nice feeling. And then so now I'm trying to dry my shoes and socks and everything. And so because I've got wet shoes, so I can't go out for dinner. So my dinner tonight is going to be the packet biscuits which I brought from KL, which I have been just eating a packet or two. In fact, I gave away half of that, half of the packet biscuits to some of the boys in Voltron, because they had helped me to service the bike. So that was quite nice of them. And yeah, so I've got a banana which I stole from this morning's breakfast at the hotel. So I've got that, and I got my leftover chips which I bought from Ipoh, and I think masuk angin already lah, but you know, I'm just gonna eat it lah. And then tomorrow, it's the part of the journey which I dread, which is the Banjaran Titiwangsa, the East-West Highway. So like I said, I cannot stop in the middle, because at Pulau Banding or Banting, I think it's Pulau Banting, in the middle, the halfway point, it's 500 ringgit per room per night. And I'm thinking, if I use up that money, then why am I cycling for? You know, I'm cycling for charity, but here I am using up 500 ringgit rooms. Like that does not make sense at all. I've been quite good. My room average price is about 75 ringgit, and so that's my target. You know, around there, 70 to 80 ringgit. I think that's fine. Yeah, after all, if I use up all the money, then there's no point for the charity. So yeah, I'm keeping these things in mind. So I really have to get to Gerik tomorrow, and that's 140 kilometers. And if it's uphill, so I don't know if Google counts it, but by laying a 2D map, you know. But you know, if you're going up and down like this, it's more than 140 kilometers. You know, so well, I don't know. I've got so many things in my mind, imagining what tomorrow will be like. But I think that, you know, for once in your life, you just got to go on this adventure. Okay, I'm charging my stuff. I'm going to rest, and then I'm going to have an early night, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to leave at as early as possible, maybe about 6:30. I'm just going to leave the hotel and just try and clear that Banjaran Titiwangsa, and hope I've been told that the sunrise there is phenomenal, so I've got that to look forward to. Okay, now again, before I go, just want to remind you guys that I'm cycling for charity. So if you can find it in your heart to donate to the Canosa Kindergarten that caters for B40 families, to the OKU who wants to get do a bit of retraining for themselves, and for to feed the poor, to feed the poor, and also to help the hardcore poor. So any amount would be great. I appreciate it. I'm sure the Lions Club will appreciate it. I'm sure the charities will appreciate it too. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.